Mia's a character that she's presumably kind of from a small town and doesn't really fit in. She's a little bit quirky, and she's looking for something in life that's more extraordinary than anything that's been shown to her so far. She stumbles upon this kind of dilapidated circus and makes this connection with this very handsome Russian gentleman who's known in the film as the aerialist. And both of them are subsequently swept away into the whimsical and mysterious world of Cirque du Soleil, where they're taken through the different worlds of the different shows. They get to see a lot of cool acrobatic things, but they're also either helped or hindered by the characters that they meet along the way, always seeking to find a reunion. It's a love story. Cirque du Soleil serves as basically the backdrop for Cirque du Soleil Worlds Away. That each of the shows and the acrobatic acts act as more of a setting than they do really the tale that's being told. There's a narrative story that was created by Andrew Adamson that follows my character and Igor Zedipov's character. And the epicenter of Worlds Away is a love story. So they exist within this crazy world with all of these extraordinary things happening. And it's beautiful, and it's 3D, and it's dynamic, and it's acrobatic. But at the end of the day, it's really a very simple human tale of longing and seeking. And, you know, I won't tell you the end, but it makes me smile. An interesting and little-known fact about Cirque du Soleil Worlds Away is that my character, which she's only named in the film once, and it's very subtle, so most people will never realize it. Her name is Mia, and she is named after the actress who played Alice in the most recent Alice in Wonderland, Tim Burton's version. So she's definitely swept into this world, but instead of rabbit holes, there are vortexes. And instead of Cheshire cats, there are clowns and zebras and crazy characters from the Beatles and all kinds of stuff. But it's definitely a surreal world that she's taken into. It's a very surreal film. But it's beautiful, and it has a very easy to understand narrative that anybody can follow. Part of what it makes Cirque du Soleil so magical is the fact that it's happening live every night. And I think that with this film, you get the opportunity to see details that you'd never be able to see even from the front row or even inside of the shows themselves. Like, as a performer, there were details from shows that I performed in literally thousands of times that I was unaware of. There's a moment where there's a guy coming out of an apparatus called the Wheel of Death, and you can see that the centrifugal force pressing against him is so much that his hair is flying behind him and his face is almost moving. They also have the opportunity to slow that down to a crazy number of frames per second so that the detail is just impeccable. And you realize that even people that I know so closely in my social life and in my professional life, that after seeing the footage for the first time, I came running back to the theater feeling like I had this secret. Like, I don't know if you know this, but you're amazing. What you do is absolutely crazy. And I think that's what audiences feel on a day-to-day basis. But somebody who's been so exposed to the world, even having been inside it for 10 years, can be brought back to that level of just wonder. Cirque du Soleil was born for 3D. It really was. There's so many incredible things. Specifically, there's moments at O where you feel like the water is splashing at you. You get to go inside the water at O. You get to see angles that you've never seen before. But with the costumes, the detail, the makeup, sometimes from the audience, everything is moving so fast in the Cirque du Soleil universe. And sometimes it's at such a distance that you don't see the impeccable detail and the extraordinary craftsmanship that goes into these things. And then suddenly, it's 35 feet tall. Every rhinestone is glimmering in full effect, and it's popping out at you on the screen. Like, it's gorgeous. And for me, it's like the most high-tech, beautiful yearbook that you could ever have, because it features several hundred of my favorite, like, family and friends in the circus world.